Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us on your Friday. I'm Sophie Erber. The Nebraska Supreme Court is upholding a law that restricts both medical care for transgender youth and abortion. We'll explain what's next now in our top story at 5. The court says that a Nebraska law combined abortion restrictions with another measure that limits gender-affirming health care to minors does not violate a state constitutional amendment that requires bills to stick to a single subject. Supreme Court officials add abortion and transgender health both fall under the subject of medical care. The bills were proposed separately. However, a 12-week abortion ban was added to the existing gender-affirming care bill after a 6-week abortion ban failed to defeat a filibuster. Meanwhile, Iowa's new strict abortion law is set to go into effect on Monday now. That law will prevent most abortions after about 6 weeks in a pregnancy. The law passed last year. However, a judge blocked it from being enforced. And the Iowa Supreme Court said there is no constitutional right to an abortion in the state and ordered the hold to be lifted last month. Previously, abortion had been legal in the state for up to 20 weeks in a pregnancy. After more than a month since severe flooding impacted communities across Siouxland, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem requested a presidential disaster declaration for flooding in 25 counties. The presidential requests include counties like Clay, Union, and Yankton. According to a press release from Governor Noem, 11 water gauges on 4 rivers and creeks hit record highs, which include 6 in the Big Sioux River and 3 in the Vermilion River. Governor Noem also issued a disaster declaration for those 25 counties today. Noem previously declared a state of emergency when the flooding first began. And students in the Sioux City Career Academy spent the last school year building a home from the ground up, and now that house is going to a family that needs it. They were a victim of the flood. The Sioux City Career Academy home has just been sold to Dave and Judy Oberg of Jefferson, South Dakota. The Obergs lost their home of more than 50 years to the flooding of the Big Sioux River. Now that the Obergs are moving on from the flood damage and into a new house, they tell us they're grateful for the hard work these students put into building their future home.
They did an excellent job. It's pretty exciting, and I hope they come when the house gets moved and see where it's going, and so they can pat themselves on the back and see what a great job they did and how thankful they are that they built this house.
The house will be moved to the Obergs property on August 12th, and it'll take roughly 4 hours to move from Sioux City to Jefferson, South Dakota. Congratulations. Well, Park Jefferson Speedway in North Sioux City was also affected by the flood. Speedway employees spent the last several weeks cleaning it up before that Dave Mulder Memorial race that happened last night. The raceway employees tell us more than 120,000 gallons of water was pumped out from the entire facility. One employee explains what it was like when the floodwaters first came through.
We were over in the campground. We have a nice campground out here, camp facility out here, and we were out there, and when it came through, it was instant. It wasn't like, didn't give us a lot of notice. Within an hour we saw water on the background to water in the track, so it was very fast, and we were pulling cars out with tractors and campers and stuff because they were stuck out there in the lake. It's definitely been a lot of work.
Park Jefferson Speedway says they will continue with their regularly scheduled races and events this season. They cleaned all of that up just in time, and it's been a hot start to the racing season there, especially last night. We have Chief Meteorologist Victor Perez, and today was one of those days, Victor, that you walk outside and the heat to me felt oppressive. It kind of hit you in the face.
About to say, walking around a little bit, you really start to feel the sweat beating quickly, as we'll see then. Sadly, the hot conditions have also been paired with the smoky conditions, as we still see air quality moderately impacted. So we're sadly getting closer towards that 100 marking for the air quality index. And what that means is right now it's just very sensitive people that are being affected. But soon, if we do cross over that threshold, could be seen that it could just be sensitive people in general that start to see and deal with more respiratory issues, as we'll be pairing these smoky conditions with high humidity as well, as we continue to see 60s and 70s through the next week for dew points. And what that means is with the 70s and warm weather, sadly, you can expect more and more of temperatures that will feel like what we're dealing with today and through the weekend as well. So something to keep an eye on over the next few days. Sophie?
Thanks, Victor. Residents of Evergreen Village in Sioux City need to be aware of an upcoming traffic disruption. The city of Sioux City announced Freelon Drive from Iowa 376 to Leadingham Drive will be closing starting Monday, August 5th. It'll allow the city's contractor to complete grading and paving a trail along Freelon Drive. The city says Evergreen Village residents will have access to Wilmazer Drive and Leadingham Drive by using Freelawn on C80. The southbound lane of Freelawn Drive remains passable for local and emergency response traffic. The city does say that work is expected to be complete 6 weeks after it begins. That map's also on our website. Well, today marks a major milestone for the Lewis and Clark Regional Water System. It was the Golden Spike ceremony with a mission to ensure communities have reliable, clean water. And after 2 decades, another Siouxland community is one step closer tonight to being connected. The first section of pipe was installed back on June 14th of 2004 southwest of Vermilion, South Dakota, near the Missouri River. And now 20 years later, the community of Sibley will be up and running with reliable water for the community this October. Once the operation's complete, the system will be able to serve 300,000 people across the region. Today in Siouxland, more than 300 kids got to participate in the Siouxland Sports Camp, a hot one for it. This free event had kids participating ranging from kindergartners through 6th graders. The kids were able to choose out of 5 sports to play this morning. One of the sports was baseball or softball. More than 37 kids went to Miracle Field to learn and play the sports. The organizer of these field activities told us how he felt about doing a day like this for the kids.
I hope this continues and we just keep building on it to give back, and kids get to participate in a game that I love. You have a wide variety of talents, but they're all enthusiastic, and that's all we can ask.
Some of the kids on the field were baseball athletes, others were just having fun. McManamy said he does hope the Siouxland Sports Camp continues for many years. And the Green Valley Golf Club held an annual First Tee Siouxland Golf Tournament today with more than 50 people participating. All money raised today goes to help kids get involved in the sport of golf. On top of a fun day of playing, the organizers also provided lunch that the kids who the event is for brought to everyone. Aside from golf, there will also be 3 live auctions where all proceeds also go towards kids playing the sport. And some things may look Greek to people as this year's Greek Fest is about to kick off tonight. In less than an hour now, that's where we find KCAU-9 News reporter Travis Chin. Travis, it looks like final preparations are continuing.
That's right, Sophie. It's that time of year again. It's time for the annual Greek Fest here at the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church in downtown Sioux City. It's time for the great food, great music, great dancing. It's everything that makes Greek Fest great. Now I'm going to step out of the way here. It is a little early yet, but festivities begin here tonight at 6 and go until 10. Tomorrow it goes from 11 to 10, and then on Sunday everything concludes. The hours are 11 to 3. Now there is also a church raffle and other entertainment spread throughout the weekend, so get on down here, get your Greek on. Hey, Opus, Sophie. Reporting live from downtown Sioux City, Travis Chin, KCAU 9 News.